Welcome to YOUCANIC. Today here on YOUCANIC we have a 2016 Mazda CX-5. On this Mazda CX-5 we're going to go over how you would remove your exterior mirror. To start with, there would be a little cover right here. There's one Phillips screw down here to remove. And then right up here we have a little cover that's inside here. Use a small screwdriver, pick tool to pop that out, and then we can undo the screw that is holding for the interior door latch. And that is just also another Phillips screw. With those two screws removed, you should be able to just go around and pop all the push pins and clips that are holding this door panel on. I'm filling down here because a lot of times there's an indent, not an indent on this one. We got this little piece up here, cover piece. We're going to pop that off. Okay, so should be everything undone from this point. Then we're going to just have to lift it up. And we're going to lift it up, and behind here will be some electrics that we'll need to remove. We just pop the whole door handle off, and then squeeze the connectors. So we have just these two electric connectors that go into the door handle, the master switch for your windows, and then this, we can just pop the whole handle off. So that's how you would remove your door panel. So first we've removed the interior door panel, and now we have access to be able to remove the glass. Now, indicator here, so the glass, if you measure from the weather stripping up, so the weather stripping up, anywhere between 3.5 to 4.5 inches or so. If you leave your window right there before you take off the electrics and the door panel, it'll be right in line for you when you pop these two covers to undo the two bolts to hold the glass in and to be able to remove that. So we'll pop these two covers off. And then we have two number 10 bolts in there. These you remove completely. And now we'll be able to pull the glass out. So upon pulling the glass out, we're just going to pull it up, tilt it to the front, and then we'll be able to pull this piece out. So that's how you would remove the glass. So we've removed the inner door panel and we've removed the glass, and now we can go through the process to remove the window regulator. The window regulator is bolted right here, these three bolts, onto this plastic inner cover. So we will remove the bolts that hold the inner cover off, undo some electric connectors here on this side, and then we will be able to fully undo these connections from the back side by pressing the clips together once we undo all the bolts that go around, and we'll be able to pull it and get them off from the back side better. So to start with, we'll undo the electric connectors, just squeeze and pull. There's this sensor connector here. We have this connector here. That one can stay on for the moment. That one you have to pull the tab back, then you can squeeze the black tab and pull it down. And this is the connector that goes to there. The regulator itself undo this one to the speaker. We've got all those undone. We have one push pin right here. Undo and pull that out. Now we can go around and remove all the bolts. Okay, so we have 9 number 10 screws / bolts to remove. Now with those removed, work our way around. There is a type of gasket that's sticking this in there. There's one more bolt up here, right up here in between there, that is part of the window regulator function. So we need to remove that to be able to pull this down. And we'll be able to pull the whole window regulator out. Since we want to remove all the connectors that are holding the electrics on, I'm going to do that from this side just by squeezing the connectors together. Alright, that should be all the electric connectors. Now, be able to, oh, missed that one. We've got this one. It's hiding up under here. And then we have the one connector for the window regulator itself, or the motor. And that has a push tab. It's hidden on the back, so I just need to depress it. And be able to pull that undone, and we have removed the whole component that holds our window regulator. Welcome to YOUCANIC. Today here on YOUCANIC we have a 2016 Mazda CX-5. On this Mazda CX-5 we're going to go over how you would remove your exterior mirror. Now you've removed the inner door panel, the outer door panel, inner door panel, as well as the window regulator and the window itself. You're going to need some of that to be able to get the access. You'll need to move this wire when you remove everything. So we need to pop this little cover off here. And what you'll see is there's 2 indents, one on the bottom and one on the top. And if you take a screwdriver and go up right at the bottom through that indent on the bottom, as well as one on the top. What we're doing is we're right here pushing and depressing that connector. Now with this removed, we now can gain our access to our 3 bolts that are holding this on, and we will remove those 3 bolts. We also have this electric that we'll need to run back through, and what it does is you've got the window, the channel for the glass to go down, and that's why you're going to need this the actual glass and window out so that you can get this to come out from under there. And now we'll be able to access 3 bolts in here. 3 bolts in here. They're of a size 10. to be able to remove this. We have one clip in there that is going to hold the mirror on. So we've got the 3 bolts removed. Now there is one push clip in here that you'll push. You squeeze them together and be able to pull the mirror off and out. We'll make sure that we feed our electric line up and out through the hole on the exterior there. And so that is the removal of your mirror for replacement, whether the lights inside there have gone bad or the electric motor has gone bad. This is a view of what it looks like inside there, and then what you'll see on the outside. Okay, so to replace the mirror, you take your new unit or a good used unit, and we go basically in the reverse order. First we need to run this electric down through this larger hole. And there's 2 pins to line up, as well as that plastic connector that will hold that in there. And then we come back to this side and install our 3 bolts. And so we've tightened the 3 bolts. You'll need to make sure that you take this electric and we need to run it behind the channel that is going to hold the mirror, or not the mirror, that's going to hold the glass for when the glass goes up and down. And we want to do that so that it doesn't interfere. Then we have this extra coating here, and we just set that over that side. Then you'll take this cover, line it up through the hole there, and front end, snap the back into place, and that's how you would replace your exterior mirror. You have our inner plastic cover here that also holds the window regulator on, and so we'll go ahead and put this in. So we have a bunch of where electric will run through and just push through all the clips, so that's pretty simple there. But we need to put this up in. We have this that needs to come up here where there's a bolt that'll line up in there, and then being able to line those up, there's a little tab at the bottom. We have the one push clip here that we can put in to hold the place mark. And that's going to hold it sitting in there. And now we'll go around and install the 9 screws. And we have the 9 coarse screws that we install. And this one is a fine thread that goes into the top of the window regulator and bolts to the metal of the door. Alright, so we've got that installed. Just make sure to tighten this top one. All our components are installed and tightened up. Now we'll want to run our electric connectors back in, hook them all Alright, we've put all those electric connectors in. Don't forget to connect your speaker up if you want to have the sounds going on. And now we are going to install the window and go through that process. First, you're going to take your window, you're going to take it from the outside, and then be able to line it up with a slight angle to the front side down, and then be able to line it up in the channels between the weather stripping. And then we slide it down until we get the bolts to line up in here. Are the two bolts to go in there. They're the only So now we'll just tighten those up. Just decently snug, you don't need to go crazy tight on those. And then be able to take your cover, snap that back into place. And so that's how you would install your glass window in your door there. Now we are able to put this back on. So to start with, so we're going to hold our door panel up here. We have these two electric connectors to hook up to the window door switch. Got that hooked up. Then you'll need to run the handle switch and lock that into place. And now you'll take your door weather stripping So what you want to do is you want to take the door up on an angle, pressing the top in to get the weather stripping to go behind the metal there. You get that to sit down in the channel. Then we can work our way around by snapping all the pins that hold the door panel onto the door itself. Two Phillips screws to install. And then one down here. And with that installed, we're good there. And then we will put our cover back on here. Line that up, snap it in. We have a cover for up top here. Lock that into place. And that's how you would install your inner door panel on your Mazda CX-5. Thanks for watching YOUCANIC, where you can do